Today I'm going to be making a tier list about the smartest characters in Mortal Kombat 1, and I'm willing to bet that your character is not as smart as you think it is. Enjoy the video. Let's do this. I'm going to start from Shang Tsung, then I'm going to move my way to Reiko, okay? Starting with Shang Tsung. I would say I'm going to put him in almost honest, okay? And here's my reasoning for this, alright? Because with Shang Tsung, there's a lot of shit that you have to manage, especially depending on the cameo you use. With Shang Tsung, you gotta switch back and forth between his young and old version. I personally have never experimented with any of his combos, so I'm not sure how hard they are. But to me, they look pretty hard. But I'm putting him in almost honest because... But honestly, now thinking about it, since he's switching back and forth between young and old, that is kind of technical. You know what? Fuck it. I changed my mind. We're actually going to put him in kind of smart just because of the fact that he has to switch back and forth. Okay? And if you play him with Shijinko, you're gone. Moving on to Baraka. I got to be honest. I play Baraka and I got to be 100% honest. He is definitely brain dead. I mean, I feel like that shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. His combos are super easy, and you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want if you're playing him with Striker. But honestly, sometimes it's fun to play with broken shit. It's really fun sometimes. I would say Li Mei is probably up here because, you know, to execute her combos and actually open people up, I think, you know, takes a lot of skill. But honestly, once you get all that shit down and all her combos, honestly, she might be here. The reason why is because she does so much damage. Every time she touches you, she's at least doing 50 million% of your life, okay? Next, we have Smoke. Controversial opinion. He's here.
Nope.
Now, to play Smoke, you gotta be pretty smart, you know, to execute the cancels. And I think it really depends on what kind of Smoke player you are. If you're the kind of Smoke that'll just teleport and not give a fuck, you're here. If you are just nasty Smoke and you're like constantly doing cancel pressure, I'd say you're here, okay? But I'm mostly talking about the random Smokes. So the random Smokes out there, you're here. I have to give him 200 IQ. And the reason why is because you have to work really hard to like make them work, because his overhead is reactable, and honestly, you shouldn't really be getting caught by the low. Overall, Rain's kit just seems a little underwhelming. You compare it, you know, with I mean, if you play him with Cyrex or Sub-Zero, you know, he gets a little bit better, but I don't think it's enough to the point where like it's super easy to win with him, you know? You have to really know what you're doing to play with Rain. Raiden? I'm not gonna explain that one. Come on. All you Raiden players, just big L. Even if you're a character loyalist, you have to realize, you know, I'm gonna drop him just for the fact that of how brain dead he is. If you play Storm Cell Raiden, and if you play the chip damage game, please get off the game. No one likes facing you. No one likes fighting you. How are you playing this character? This character is so boring. No sauce. Melina, she's kind of smart. I'm not gonna lie. For the most part, all of her strings have some kind of gap, or you can flawless block it if you're good enough for that. And I would say overall, she's just a really smart character. She does like a shit ton of damage, but you really have to work to get that hit. However, I will say the Melinas out there who are just doing a random ball roll in neutral, we don't like you. Kung Lao. I'm gonna put Kung Lao in an honest day. Now, mind you, if you play with Goro, it can kind of get a little brain dead sometimes. But honestly, if you take away that cameo, he doesn't really have a whole lot going for him. And to get your hits in, you kind of have to earn it, and your opponent just has to guess wrong, really. Kenshi? Bruh, I'm still practicing Kenshi, and I think he's one of the coolest characters in the game, but I still haven't managed to figure out how to pick him up because I'm kind of an idiot. So, Johnny Cage. All right. The moment to choose, Johnny Cage. Controversial opinion, all right? Now hear me out. Hear me out.
What?
I know what you're thinking. Okay.
Bro, what are you
He's got
talking about?
plus frames for days. He's got 50-50s. He's got a parry fatal blow. Why is this character an almost honest? I'll tell you why. Honestly, if you get hit by Johnny Cage, it's kind of your fault. Because most of his mix-ups are fuzzable. If he keeps on spamming his plus frames over and over, just get out of that shit with armor. Of course, you know, they could bait you or whatnot, but that's, you know, part of the mind game. You can just armor out of that shit. For other characters, it could be expensive to get out of Johnny's pressure, but it is what it is. Johnny's hype combos, I think you have to admit it takes a little bit of skill to execute those. And I feel like most of the Johnny players that I play against are really bad. Most of them don't really have any fundamentals, but the really good ones, that's going to be really tough. Most of them have an Ooga Booga playstyle. So I'm keeping them here whether you like it or not. Katana. If you play her with Jax, I'm going to put her here. If you don't play her with Jax, I'm going to put her here. Pretty much the only way she could open you up is with her mids. And her mids are ridiculously good, but that's, you know, who Katana is. Her zoning can be really fucking annoying. But if you get past that, I would say she's a kind of smart character. Natara? I don't know shit about Natara, to be honest with you.
Boy!
But I know all those flight cancels, that shit looks pretty hard. And I feel like she definitely has a huge execution barriers. And you also have to find a way to make her stubby buttons work, for one. So I'm going to keep her in 200 IQ. Scorpion, an honest day, and I feel like that's fairly obvious. Scorpion doesn't really have a whole lot of cheese. If you play Scorpion with Striker, then he gets a little bit more brain dead. But for the most part, it's not too bad. It's not like Raiden Storm Cell like chip pressure, you know? Sub-Zero is an honest day. Clone can be very annoying. Clone will and always be a very annoying move. But if you get caught by a clone, it's kind of your fault. It's usually you being too aggressive. So that means you just have to slow down and just armor through that shit. Jump over it if you have the right distance. Do what you gotta do. Liu Kang is an honest day. He's got good mids. Doesn't really have a way to like open you up besides his strike throw game. He'll just throw your ass the whole game. He will literally just sit there and just throw your ass all game. And that's honestly the only way to play him. Even though I play him with Shijinko right now. In order to make Liu Kang work, I feel like you almost have to play a cameo that lets you combo off of his throw. Otherwise, he really struggles. I really feel like you have to play a cameo that lets you combo off your throws because I feel like he really needs it. If you guys made it to this point of the video, I appreciate you guys so much. If you like what you see, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, show me that love if you want to see more great content like this. And sidebar, I actually have to go pick up my daughter here real soon. So I'm actually going to speed this tier list along and then probably just give you one reason why. Hope you guys understand because I got adult things to take care of. All right, let's finish this tier list up. Now we got Shao Kahn. I'm going to put him in Honest Day. He's got good wake ups. Doesn't really have anything super cheesy other than his stand 2. That button is incredibly annoying and it's kind of hard to micro duck, but other than that, it's not too bad. Sindel, if you're good with her, kind of brain dead, but it takes some time to learn her. So I'm going to say kind of smart because of how difficult she is to play. And it takes a little bit of time to, you know, really establish that game plan for sure. Ashra is kind of brain dead. It's impossible to play any kind of neutral game with her because she outspaces you for everything. Her pressure is crazy and her armor parry on wake up is crazy too, and she could just get out of whatever situation and full combo punish you, and that's kind of good. Havoc, I'm gonna put in 200 IQ. I never really see Havoc, but when I do, it's really impressive and he has a lot of cool setups, and I would say overall he's probably the most unique character in the game, and you definitely have to be Einstein level smart to know what you're doing with them. Reptile, I would say an honest day, just back 3 all day, and that's pretty much the whole game, and land projectiles. So his overall game plan is kind of vanilla, but you know, it works. Nothing really cheesy about it. Garrus, 200 IQ, especially if you land that BBC combo, if you know what I mean. Just kidding. But there is a lot of layers to this character. I don't completely understand how this character works yet, of how he pulls up a double sand version of him. It seems like you have to spend a lot of time in the lab with him to really figure out how he works. And he doesn't really have any crazy mix-up, so you're playing straight footsies with Garrus, and you're definitely earning every single hit you get. Reiko. I love Reiko, but he is also kind of brain dead. All Reikos think about is that scoop. If we get the scoop, we win. And you're losing so much of your life because of it. Grapplers in every single fighting game are always going to be brain dead. However, it kind of makes it kind of fun to feel evil though. Tanya, I'm going to put her in kind of smart. I feel like, once again, this character has a lot of layers to her. And you have to spend a lot of time learning how this character works as well. Her normals are crazy insane. As far when it comes to neutral, she's like right here, right? Because her normals are so big, but she doesn't have anything. I wouldn't say she has anything crazy overwhelming other than her range. If you take away the range, she doesn't really have a whole lot going for her. To make her work, I would say you have to be pretty smart. And now take a gander at the full, complete, indisputable smart tier list. You gotta tell me what you disagree with. I am so down to have some arguments in the comments section, so let me know if there's something you disagree with. I mean, if you disagree, honestly, we could step outside. What do you think about that? All jokes aside, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoy this tier list, and I hope you guys look forward to some more amazing content. Let me know what videos you guys want to see, because I would love to have some ideas on what kind of shit that you guys would love to see. Sidebar, I'm also playing Sifu right now, and believe it or not, I haven't died a single time, and you got to check out that other gameplay footage. You got to. With that being said, you reached the end of the video, which means you're the top 1% of people, which means you're probably going to be a millionaire. I'll see you guys in the next video, and Box says bye. Okay, bye.